disaster must come. At best, only postponed. Shaolin Kung Fu, to survive, must now be taught to more young men.
Welcome once again to another episode of Fists, Kicks, and Flicks, the podcast about martial arts, movies, and life. I am one of your hosts, Eugene Plowden, and with me as always, my podcast partners, Joe Hartley and Angel Diaz. What's up, fellas?
What's up?
What's up, bro?
If this is your first time with us, I want you to know we are members of the Martial Arts Internet Network. On Tuesdays, you got the Inside Scoop with Alex and Jeff. Thursdays is us, Fists, Kicks, and Flicks with Gene, Joe, and Angel.
On Wednesday, you got the traditional way with Brett Shumway, and once a month, you got the extra scoop with Peyton Fender and Jeff Doss.
For more information, you can check us out on all of our social media platforms. Just look for the Martial Arts Internet Network on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, X, Patreon. Fellas, it's showtime. What's up, guys?
Kill me with that X.
That didn't even sound right.
No, because it's not.
It didn't feel right. Didn't sound like right. No, I don't.
Only one who calls that X is Elon Musk.
Yeah,
everyone else calls it Twitter still.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's funny.
What's going on, guys? I feel like I haven't talked to you guys in a long time. Me and Angel, we got mugs.
9 hours. Oh, my mug's upstairs. I finished my coffee and watched the movie this morning.
Angel, are you drinking coffee also?
Yeah.
I can't stand the taste of coffee. I am drinking green tea. That's what I have in the morning. I can't.
I had some green tea too. Yeah.
I can't do the coffee, man. I even tried a couple of weeks ago when I was in the store because I know that drinking, these energy drinks aren't healthy. I know that, right? And I'm trying to back away from drinking it, but I need caffeine. I have to have caffeine. Otherwise, I'm like a zombie going through the day,
Why don't you take a pre-workout?
I thought about that. See, this is the thing. I can only have so much caffeine because I feel like I'm a little sensitive to it, and if I have, I'm kind of worried about the pre-workout stuff because I took some stuff back in the day when I first started working in gyms and health clubs. I took some stuff, and I had a bad reaction to it. Like I ended up in the hospital. Yeah.
Oh Lord!
That's back when you didn't read that stuff, and some stuff weren't banned yet. Like I took the stuff, some of the old school listeners, if you guys know what this stuff is, you know what I'm talking about. I took the stuff called Rip It back in the day. Yeah. And now Rip It, Angel, had ephedra in it, and ephedra at that time was not banned at that time, right? So I believe the bottle, when you start off, you take one every few hours. So you're taking like 3 of these a day, these ephedra pills. Then the more you take, the longer you go, like after a week or two, it bumps it up to like 3 capsules, in the morning, 3 in the afternoon, 3 at the night, So all of a sudden, man, my heart was racing.
Yeah, but no.
I couldn't sleep. And when I would lay down, like my throat would feel like it was closing up. And I would choke awake. I would wake up because I couldn't breathe. And I had to tell my dad, I was like, hey, I think I need to go to the hospital. This is in 2001. Right. And the reason I know that is because it happened right before 9/11.
Oh, geez.
And I told my dad, I said, it's like August in 2001. I told my dad, I said, I think I need to go to the hospital. He was like, I'll just lay down. You'll be all right. After a while, I said, you know what? I'm just going to drive myself to the hospital. When he saw I was serious, he was like, okay, I'll take you. So we go to the hospital. We sit. Now, I didn't want to go far. I went to a hospital that was relatively close to my parents' house. And if you're in Detroit, you know about this hospital, and you probably try to avoid this hospital if you live in the city of Detroit, especially in this area. But I go there, man, and I get there like around 2 in the morning. What time do you think I saw the doctor, Angel?
Probably 5 p.m.
No, I did not see the doctor at all. I left. I left about 7 o'clock. I didn't even see a nurse. A nurse didn't even come and check me in or nothing. I was just in the emergency lobby, and there were people ahead of me. So around 7 o'clock, I started feeling sleepy. And I told my dad, I was like, you know what, man, let's just go home. Maybe go to the doctor instead of going to the emergency. Let's go to the doctor. Later on today, mom will take me. Go home, and I go to sleep, and my throat is feeling scratchy, and I wake up. I go to the bathroom to look down my throat because my throat just didn't feel right. My tongue was black.
Oh.
Yeah.
I would have thought I was dying. Oh.
Yeah. Oh, I was scared. At that point, I'm scared. I'll go tell my mom, like, hey, we gotta go to the doctor right now. My tongue is black. She's like, how you do that? I was like, I didn't do it. It just happened. So she took me to the doctor, and I took all that stuff. So I'm a little leery about certain, workout things because along with that, like if I drunk some Coke or anything that had caffeine, Mountain Dew, like I would be up for damn near almost a day just off of just drinking one pop. Yeah, I was not going to sleep. So for years, I just kind of stopped drinking pop. But now, that's kind of all gone now. Now, of course, I've drunk Mountain Dew and Coke, but so I'm a little sensitive. Recently, as I've been older, and especially around 2 o'clock, man, I just get tired. So I try and have some type of caffeine. So I was doing the zero sugar Red Bulls for a while, or Monsters, and they were all right, and it was cool. But I know that stuff is just not the healthiest. And now I got this app on my phone called Yuka, and it tells you, about the things that you're eating or drinking, and that pretty much killed it for me, man. So
I mean, have you thought about Celsius? I know a lot of people are doing that.
That's what I was drinking right before I downloaded the Yuka app, and
Yeah.
Yuka says that it's bad.
No, it is. It is. I mean, listen, I know people that they drink like 2 a day or 3 a day, and they have heart problems, or they feel like their heart's beating on their chest. That's why I say you should go with a pre-workout. But I mean, I know you're afraid, but dude, that was 2001.
Yeah, I know, but still, man. I have some stuff here. I actually have some stuff here. It's in my cabinet up there. I don't know, man. I might experiment with that again, man. If anybody has any recommendations of the best type of pre-workout to take, then hit me up. Let me know.
There's actually there is one that's good. It's Ghost. If you get Ghost from the GNC store, they have one that's like pineapple or they have like another flavor. It's actually pretty good, and it doesn't like it. For me, I don't need pre-workout. I feel like I'm wired. No matter what, I'm always wired. So, but I'll take it every once in a while if I really do need a pickup. And it does. I feel good when I do it. There's some pre-workouts like if you take them, like your body gets hot or you start to get itchy or whatever. Like I never got those types of reactions. I just feel like I feel like I'm more alert. If anything.
Angel.
I came up in the time of creatine. I don't know if that's
I still use
considered a pre-workout.
I still use it.
Yeah, creatine is cool, but creatine is more so to help with your muscles, not so much get fatigued.
Yeah, for muscle.
Yeah, I mean that has nothing for me. It has nothing to do with me keeping me awake around 2 o'clock.
Yeah, for sure.
Joe,
that's why I was.
Tell me this wouldn't be funny, and I know we talked about doing this one time. When I don't want to bring this up, but like imagine if we saw Gene do a dry scoop of creatine. I think that'd be the
funniest. Oh hell no, that's not happening.
Why?
I feel like that would be the funniest thing.
I've seen people do that online. There's no way in hell I'm doing that. I'm looking at them like they're crazy.
Coughing and he'll start. We'll just be sitting there laughing like, "Oh shit, look at
that." Was just, like when people were doing that with the cinnamon. Like, why?
Yeah,
that was different. Yeah, but you know what? I also say the same thing about people that eat that fucking hot chip. Why?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't get it either. Joe would do it.
I'm okay with that.
Joe would
the hot stuff don't. Hot stuff don't bother. Like it's over with.
Hey, you know
it's over with after a half hour. You're good.
We should talk to Trav and be like, "Yo, we should all do a hot chip challenge."
Bullshit! I'm not doing that. I'm stopping that right now. You ain't even got to talk to Trav.
Hey, Angel, we could just do B-dubs. We could do B-dubs, Ghost Pepper, or Blazing.
Oh, Blazing! Oh my God.
The Blazing don't affect me anymore. I did the Blazing. I've done Blazing so much. The Ghost Pepper are a little bit hotter, but
I literally would get 6 wings. I will get 6, and I won't even finish them. I'll be done.
Oh, I did 10.
I'm not messing around when it comes to Joe with hot stuff, man. When we were younger, when we used to take road trips, we used to stop at Steak and Shake. You've been to Steak and Shake before, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know they got that the bottle of peppers that's on the table already. Yeah, these fools used to have contests to see who can eat the most. Now, mind you, we're on our way to the tournaments.
Oh no! Oh no!
Listen, this was my first like experience traveling with the group. Okay, so when we was Chicago, and this was like a tradition. Come back, stop at Steak and Shake, and so they tell me, we sit down and they said, okay, every time, like as an initiation, you got to eat one of these peppers, and I'm like, okay, no problem. And then they look at me and go, okay, so and so has the record, and I said, oh, what's the record? I'm thinking like 20, 30. They said 8. I laughed. I was like, 8? Man, I had 25 of them bad boys, no problem.
You have what?
25.
He ain't lying, man. I've seen him do it.
Yeah, it gets better. So we didn't have like good smartphones at the time.
There wasn't any phones at the time.
I know. So then the following year, we brought a couple more people, Jerman and a couple newer people to the group. And, they told me, oh, you should try and break your record. I'm like, why? I destroyed the last record unless somebody challenges my record. So Jerman stepped up, and I think he had like 30 or something like that. So then I said, okay, nobody's going to break my record. I ate like 45 of them boys. And that was it. Ain't nobody breaking that.
You know what you should have did, Joe? You should say, you know what, fuck this. I'm just gonna open the jar up and just dump the whole thing in my mouth like Popeye. Like he can spin it.
Yeah, but then everybody started trying to do like add new rules to it and try to like trip me up because they're like because I'm like, okay, I'll order my milkshake before in my burger, and then I'll do this, and then I'll have the milkshake after, right? They're like, oh no, you don't get a milkshake this time. Then I'm like, why? Why y'all trying to hurt me? Like I'm doing this, to entertain you. Now don't mess with me with the milkshake. Come on now.
Yeah. So I definitely I'm not messing with Joe when it comes to that. I'll believe whatever he says he can do. He says he can do the hot chip thing. I'm behind Joe. He can do it.
The thing about hot stuff, especially like with those peppers like that, a lot of people try to go really slow thinking that's going to help. Nah, it's going to be just as hot with 1 or 10. So you got to do that fast. And then because those peppers were delayed, they were delayed by like 30, 40 seconds. Mm-hmm. In 40 seconds, I can get 20 of them bad boys in before it starts to sting. And then by then I'm already immune to it. And then when I get to a high enough number, then I'm like, oh crap, now it's all coming,
No. Angel just shaking his head.
I'm being serious. Someone said that, I said, but yeah, man, F you and them peppers, bro. I am sitting my ass right here. That's like, I'm gonna be honest with you, like, you know how some teams are like, oh, like you gotta shave your head, you gotta like dye it blonde. I don't think I want to be a part of the team that bad. I think I'm good.
That's something easy. That's stuff that'll, in 2 months you can
no, I look crazy with probably bald, so I think I'll be good if I just
We did that for a tournament one time. We all shaved our heads.
Yeah, but a lot of you guys are all bald now. There's a big
I don't think I was part of that at that time.
No, you weren't. There was 20 of us. I don't remember who came up with that. Honestly, I don't remember who came up with that. But we showed up and we looked like we were crazy.
Yeah, I had to cut my hair the first time in '97 when I pledged. In '97, I cut my hair, and then I didn't cut my hair. I didn't have to cut my hair again. Actually, I cut my hair in 2000. 2003 is when I finally cut all my hair off. And Angel, at that time, I actually had more hair than you.
Really?
Yeah, but I saw my hairline creeping back. Like the barber was going back further and further. I was like, hell no, y'all not about to make no jokes about me having a reverse fade or none of that. I'm about to I'm getting rid of my hair right now. I did the Eminem. I'm gonna get rid of my thing right now, so y'all can't talk about me. The fellas was ruthless, Angel.
Hey,
I believe it.
The worst thing is you guys had like Jermon, Willie, Ski, and all them. They would never let you live it down.
Well, the thing is, Willie and Jermon at that time were young. They were, like 13, 14, 15. They were kids.
It's still
It's still Oh yeah. Willie always was a lot.
Willie will clown people. Yeah. Willie was clowning people twice his age sometimes. Yeah. He don't care.
Yeah.
Willie is. I'll be honest, man. Like, one of my favorite things is when I'm at a tournament and Willie's there and we start standing next to each other and start talking, because he comes out with the craziest things, man. Yo, he's funny, man. He's funny.
Willie don't have a filter. He don't.
Not at all.
No. Well,
That's why it was raw with Mimi alum. Willie don't have a filter.
Yeah.
He don't need one, but he don't have one. He just never has.
Funny.
I mean, like, Willie was around. Like, we were really, really instrumental in developing Willie grow up, because Willie had a sister, and his sister always had all her homegirls around, right? So Willie really took to us, but he was little when he started. He was either 4 or 5 when he started karate, and he was just, he just gravitated to be up under me and Trav and Ski and Pete and the rest of us. So Willie was like, we were really, really Willie's big brothers growing up, because we would see him every single day, and then we would either go over his house or whatever. So, he was around us a lot. So of course he's going to take on our traits being around us that much. You know
who reminded me of Willie? And you may not know him, but when we went to overseas and I went with Dallas and Ski and all them, the kid, the junior from their school, AJ. I know AJ. I've never really spent a lot of time with him. So. If you spend time with, he reminds me of like what Willie must have been like with you guys. Like, he's like a Willie-esque type of person. What he comes out with, I'm saying he came out with some crazy. When we were overseas, Dallas texted me and said, "Come get this MF out of my room. I'm about to choke his ass out." They started arguing in the room, and I go, "Did you tell your pops?" Ski said, "Oh well, that's your problem. Handle it." But AJ reminded me a lot of Willie. Like, the way he is, the way he talks, the stuff he does, the crazy things he did. Listen, man. There was one day AJ said, "Yo, I'm hungry. Yo, I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna go get some food." And we're like, "Bro, it's like 10 o'clock. Like, you can't just get up and leave by yourself. Like, what are you doing?" So I was like, so Dallas goes, "I gotta go with him." And I was like, "All right, well, I guess I'll go. I'm not gonna let y'all just go out there by yourselves." This fucking dude, AJ, he read the time wrong. That motherfucking place closed. He read the time wrong. So we walked all the way to the restaurant, which is not like it's like a 2-mile walk. All the way to the restaurant for it to be closed. And then he goes, "Well, why you guys so mad? At least we got some exercise." And I literally told him, I said, "Go to hell." And I just kept walking. I was like, dude, I was like,
no, I'm not walking no 2 miles and waiting for some food and then not going to eat. Oh, no.
2 miles.
I'm going to be mad.
Said, "Damn, I thought it said it was open." And then Dallas said, "AJ, did you look it up before you left?" "No, I just figured it was open." And that's when he goes, "Well, come on, guys, don't be mad. At least we got some exercise." I said, "Go to hell." And I just kept walking. I was like, I remember I told Dallas, I said, "And you deal with that all the time?" He goes, "That's like my brother, bro. He's been with us since he was like 3. I said, "Oh."
Yeah, you know what? I meant to tell y'all this yesterday. Before we get into the New Year's resolutions and all that. So I got Travis an ice bath for Christmas, right? Got him my ice bath. Travis works out, does his thing. I have a feeling that he about to start working out, doing some karate pretty soon. So, to help my brother out.
Stop doing that shit. Stop doing that shit. Stop doing that shit to me. Because you did this last time, and then both of y'all like, "I don't know what he's talking about. You know what he's talking about? I don't know what he's talking about." Stop doing this shit.
I'm just saying. So I got him an ice bath. You would think that's a nice gesture, right?
What's an ice bath exactly?
You've seen the things that celebrities and athletes are doing now, where they fill like, a thing up with ice, and then you sit in it. That's what it is.
I'm just saying. You said you got him an ice bath, I
bought him one for Christmas.
So it's a tub.
Yeah.
And then he has to fill it with ice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
He can take it around. It's portable. He could take it. He could take it wherever.
Oh, okay.
He goes,
That's interesting.
Yeah. So my mom, because I sent it to the condo in Florida, and my mom called me, but what she said was, "Why did you buy Travis a portable bathtub?"
So you could always wash your ass?
And that's what I got ready to say. I got ready to say, Travis is always traveling. He might be in the wilderness one time. He's like, "You know what? I need a bath."
Oh my God. Now Travis is Bear Grylls.
So I was like, it's gonna help with his muscle recovery. Like what's wrong with she was just confused. So I had to send her a video on YouTube of how to use an ice bath.
I definitely want to get. I definitely want to get one. Honestly,
I don't. Not for myself. You probably need one. You're doing a lot harder work than I'm doing.
I do need one, and I'm gonna be honest with you though. Like seriously though, man. Like I don't know if I could do it. Like I've done ice. I've done like 3 bags of ice in a tub before, but I don't think it's ever reached like that cold that you get in the ice bathtub. Cause did you get him a chiller with it too, or no? You just got him the tub.
I think it was just a tub.
Yeah,
I didn't see it. I bought it on Amazon.
If you get
I never saw it.
If you get a chiller, that makes it even colder. That's and a chiller is basically like it circulates the water, so it's always clean water, kind of like a pool, like a pump. It's kind of like that.
Yeah,
it circulates it so that way it's always clean water. But it also keeps it like super chilled because sometimes with the ice baths, what happens is when you get in, after like a minute or two, depending on how long you're there, you'll get like a thermogenic layer, which is like usually like when you get into cold water and then your body starts to feel hot, it starts trying to like create heat in the water. So the chiller makes it so it constantly turns the water, so your body can never create that hot layer. It always keeps your body cold, which that makes it like I heard that's like real tough. So
yeah, I don't know, man. Like I don't like being in cold water at all. Like that's one reason. That's one reason I don't like swimming, because that water's still cold. I don't like being cold. When I went to Florida back in what was that, July, when I went down there, man, that sun was so brutal. I had to get in the pool at the condo. I was like, I can't take this. Like it felt like the sun was just resting on my back. So I was like, nah, come on. Like Melissa, she saw me. She was like, you must be hot if you're in this pool, because she likes to swim. She knows how to swim. I don't know how to swim, so she'll get in there and she'll do her 20 or 30 laps. Me, I'm just gonna sit there, But I got it. I got in the pool in July. That sun, that Florida sun in the summer is no joke. But typically, I don't know, man. Like I'm an active person now. Like I'm about to text you guys. I've already been up and I worked out and everything. I do cardio first thing in the morning. I just sent you guys my steps for the day. Look how many steps I've taken. And that's with an hour of cardio.
You're gonna make me feel bad now.
God damn.
I only get my steps. I only get my steps at work.
Bro, it was at 7,500 steps.
Yeah.
Jesus
yeah. So I'll do 30 minutes on I have like a elliptical bike downstairs. I'll do 30 minutes of that, and then I'll do 30 minutes on Melissa bought me a stepper for Christmas.
Oh, that's cool.
Stepper. So I do 30 minutes on that. So I get on an average day without really trying, I'll get over 20,000 steps. Because when I go to work, when I go to a store, I don't park close to the doors when I gotta go to the store. I try to park far toward the end of the parking lot. A lot of times I might have to respond to an email. I might have to send a text message. I might have to do stuff. I don't want nobody bothering me. A suspicious black man in the car by himself. I'm not trying to get those calls. I've actually had women open my car door thinking that my car is their car and then scream when they see me sitting in the car. So I try to stay away from I try to stay away from any problems, So it's easy for me to get 20,000 steps, and that's not including the jiu-jitsu practice that I do also.
Oh, that you'll get 10,000 there.
Yeah, but I don't wear my tracker when I do jiu-jitsu, So yeah, man. So I think my body's starting to get used to that type of training now, because I've been doing it for a few months now, and I'm not really sore. I have not got the leg cramps that I used to get when I used to compete. That's one of the major reasons I stopped fighting. I mean, these damn leg cramps used to kill me every night. I haven't been getting that, so I don't know, man. I don't think as of right now I don't need the ice bath. But if stuff started getting worse as I progress through jiu-jitsu, if I need to, then I don't know. I might try it out and see.
You're gonna trust me. You're gonna. Don't trust me. Trust me, man. When I tell you, like, I'll be honest, bro. I need an ice bath, bro. I need it. And you know what? Up here in the Northeast, it's kind of sometimes like we kind of get like it's kind of good because we could just fill it with water, leave it outside. And you just gotta break it with a hammer, and you can just get right in. Like
I heard, they have these places where you can go do it, and you can immediately go into a sauna right after. I might do something like that.
That's the best.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I might do something like that.
The best way to do it is cold plunge, like a hot plunge or a sauna, and then right back into cold plunge. That's the best way to do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. If I do the cold plunge and go into the sauna, I'm not going back. I'm not going back. All right, let's talk about these New Year's resolutions. Do you guys do that?
No.
No?
I don't believe it.
Kinda. I mean, I make them for myself.
Yeah, I do it for myself, and I do it to help.
But I mean, I don't
stay focused, and stay on the right path. You know, and I've been using the same one since 2020. I keep it up on my wall.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. So
well, because it's things on there that you should do. Like the number one thing is read a book a month. You know, now I can't physically sit there. I don't have enough time to sit there and read a book, but I listen to an audio book. I try and listen to an audio book every month.
Cool.
You know,
does the comic book count?
I don't have that. I don't have that counting for myself. Technically, it might work for some people. I don't use that for myself.
Listen,
my daughter. So I read. I just for the second time I read the last run, Ninja Turtles, and then apparently there's like a series of small like comics that go along with it, kind of like they're called the Lost Years. Okay. And my daughter just got me like 5 of them, and I think there's like 22 in the series.
Oh, that's cool though.
So yeah, I was reading through them. They're pretty sweet. Like it's kind of, I think it reminds me of like you know, the show after the Clone Wars where they covered a lot of the Clone Wars using you know, the animation.
Yeah,
it's kind of like that, where it kind of fills in everything that was happening that led up to and during the actual manga. So it's pretty cool.
So I got stuff like that. Read a book. I have I have a certain amount I want in my savings at the end of the year. I have a particular weight I'm trying to get to. You know, stay focused on Jump Kick, the clothing line. Make sure I don't work the holiday seasons, and that's something I'm definitely have been sticking to the last 4 years, because there's been times where I've had to work during the holidays because I've had multiple jobs. And as the last 4 years, I have not had to work during that time. So, you know, stuff like that. Fix up the house, which is going to be an ongoing thing. But I hope to get a big chunk of it done this year. Me and Melissa should not have a lot to do by next year this time. The house should be pretty much done with the major issues.
You just made me think of one I got to add, and I don't want to do it.
Yeah,
I don't want to do it.
Other than that, make sure I take a trip with Melissa and the kids, and you know, try and go to Florida once a year. So that's stuff that could just stay up. I could do that every year, you know. So
yeah.
What you got? What you got to add, Joe, to yours?
Oh, I just added because I don't want to do it, but I have to. We collected a lot of junk in our garage, so our garage needs some major work. Yeah, it's a hot mess right now. That's the best way I can put it. It's a hot mess. We got like a old dryer that broke down, and I don't even know what to do with that. Like, if I put it to the road, I don't think they're gonna take it. But like, there's a site called Free Cycle. Like, I think if someone knew what they were doing, it might need like a small part. If they knew what they were doing, they could probably fix it. So maybe if I put it up for free, someone will come get it. I don't know. Or someone wants to scrap it.
I know if you put it in front of my house, somebody will come and take it, because when we have those bulk days, man, that stuff gets snatched quick. My mom asked me to take some stuff out from her basement a couple years ago. I took it out, I put it on the curb, came back in the house. I was just over there visiting. I didn't even live there, right? And she goes, "Didn't I tell you to take that stuff outside?" I said, "I did." She was like, "I don't see nothing out there." I looked out. I was like, "They must have taken it already." I just came right back in the house.
Hey, they were looking like, "What the hell are you doing over there?" Oh, okay, yeah, let's go get that right now. Come on. Yeah.
So they.
So that's definitely one that I want to, you know, because we could be using this garage for a lot more than just storing junk. So that's one thing I definitely need to get to, because we talked about like putting like a, you know, putting some mats down, maybe getting a couple of heavy bags, and I got a whole weight set. My dad's old bench and all that. So I got a bunch of that stuff already, and so I wouldn't mind doing that.
There you go.
For sure. And
you go.
the kids wouldn't mind, learning a little bit here and there, so I could teach them. So that's one thing I definitely want to try and get to. And then
You know what?
for me, it's always I gotta lose some weight, man. It's gonna
Joe,
be the year.
Joe, I am surprised. I was thinking about this yesterday, man. I'm surprised. As much as you love martial arts, I'm surprised you gave your kids the option whether to do martial arts or not. Like
I tried real hard.
I just thought you would have just said, you know what? If you don't want to go to the school, fine. We're going to do it at home. I'm going to teach you guys at home, either in the basement or in the backyard or in the garage or whatever.
For them, Kids Kicking Cancer was perfect because they had focused on just a few things. They got a belt every year. They didn't really have to test. Two of my kids got like orange belts in Tung Sudo. But then, once they got to that point, they were kind of done with it. So yeah, I wish they would all. I could take them all to a black belt, no problem. But they find other things to be interested in. Now my daughter, my oldest one, she likes to do stuff, and she can incorporate it in some of her acting. So she's a part of this team called Forensics, and it's basically like acting performance. So she gets to do a monologue, and she can do choreography in the monologue. You know what she chose for her monologue? You're gonna hate it, but Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god.
But it's good because she's going to like a real dramatic part of it,
right?
And so she wanted me to show her some choreography for that. Okay. So I'm telling her, like, based on the scene, now I said I don't know kung fu, so you're gonna get some kicks and punches, but I can make up some kung fu, but it's not going to look real.
It's not going to be authentic.
It's going to look like trash, but
man, I would have been like,
that's about it.
Jofu. This is Jofu.
Jofu. There you go.
Jofu. What's Jofu? Don't worry about it. It's Jofu. It's ancient.
It's better than kung fu. That's when I show up looking like. That's when I show up looking like Master Shifu.
You got anything, Angel? Any type? Well, I know what you got actually.
Yeah, I
make it to the wedding.
Listening more, following instructions.
Yeah, listen, bro. I don't do the whole New Year's resolution thing. Like, I'll be honest with you, man. I hate going to the gym in February, and I hate going to the gym in 3 times a year. I hate going to the gym. January till like February-ish. I hate going from May till like middle of June, and then I hate going from like August to like September because everyone wants to like either say New Year's resolution, I'm back in the gym, and by February everyone's gone. In May, everyone goes, I gotta get my beach body season right, and then by June they're gone. And then August, everyone's like, oh, it's the start of the new school year. Let me make sure I start getting myself into shape, and they're gone.
You're right.
And I get annoyed because I'm just like, bro, like I don't know. For me, I'm like, for people to actually come, stop taking my damn bench. Like go do the basic workout over there. Like, you're not doing this.
You are 100% right, Angel, and that's why I kind of built the small little home gym that I have downstairs. Yeah. Like I have weights that go up to 50.
That's really all you
dumbbells.
Need.
Dumbbells. That's all you really need. Yeah, so I can do a dumbbell workout every day for January and February, and I'll be fine. I can wait that out, but also I like to go to the gym around 1 or 2 in the afternoon. Like I'm not getting a lot of people in at that time.
That's good.
Yeah.
It's crazy how like if I was to like when I go when no one's there, especially if I go at like 4 a.m. when I don't even want to talk. I just want to put on music and just go and be out because I'm trying to get in and out of there. My workout will take about an hour to at most an hour and 15 minutes, and that's with me getting there, getting changed, doing my abs. That takes about 15 minutes just to do my ab circuit. then doing my full set or rotation, then getting changed, putting on my clothes, and getting back to my house. It will take me an hour from the minute I left to the minute I get back to my house. I got an hour and 15 minutes.
Well, that's not bad. It might take me a little bit longer. Like
But then,
I would spend that hour and 15 in the gym.
but that's what
That
I'm
would
saying.
be
Though,
gym time for me.
Sometimes it is just an hour and 15 in the gym, but it should not take me more than an hour and 15 in the gym. Like it
No,
should.
no, no, no,
So
no.
when
Definitely shouldn't.
when other people are there, it takes me, bro, like an hour and a half, hour 45.
Yeah, you're right.
And
Yeah,
I
when
get
you go in the rush hour, yeah.
I get frustrated because I'm like, because in my mind, I'm like, bro, like I have other things I gotta do in my day. Like this pushes stuff back, and then now like my day is gone like quick. Like I don't like it. And the only reason why I don't like New Year's resolution, man, and for me personally, it's just my own personal thing, is this: I don't want to give myself an excuse to start something, and then I don't like. For me, I always tell everybody like, just treat every day like it's your New Year's resolution. Treat every day like you wake up and you have something to go do, like how you have this stuff on your wall. Like every day you wake up, you have these things to try and get done in your day, and then just repeat it, repeat.
But you know what? But you can do, Angel. But you can use that same type of mentality to help toward your martial arts training.
That's what I do.
Yeah, you could do that.
What I tell myself is, that's why, like I said, like I feel like every day is my New Year's resolution because I'm constantly trying to fix something, trying to constantly do something to make it better, trying to improve, trying to try new things, whatever it is. That's usually just what I do, because like I said, I feel like when people try to put, this is my New Year's resolution, I'm gonna do this and that. By February, if they don't see the results that they want to see, they're like, man, fuck it, I'm not gonna do it no more. And then they go back to doing what they just did last year. It's just a reoccurring process. So it's an interesting thing. But yeah, I hate going to the gym around this time. But the only times I hate going to the gym, and I'm just like, oh man, like here we go. Like now, not one bench is gonna be available. It just drives me nuts.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about Rocky 5. So, I told you guys at the beginning that I heard about this movie way before it ever came out. Because my uncle told me about it. He said Rocky 5 is coming out because he knew somebody else was supposed to star in the movie, right? The whole thing, he said, Rocky was going to take on somebody to train a client or whatever. He's going to raise him up, and then the guy was going to turn on him, right? And then he told me, but he said this was the twist. So he said that the guy was going to have an enemy, but the enemy also was going to turn on Duke. So Union Kane was supposed to turn on Duke, and he was supposed to go finish training with Rocky, and Rocky was going to train Union Kane, and Tommy was supposed to go with Duke. That's what was told to me. And those two were supposed to fight in the end, and Rocky was coaching Union Kane. And he told me, now everything happened except for that part of the movie. Everything else happened. And he said, so he told me that Billy Blanks was supposed to be Union Kane. That was who was supposed to be Union Kane. Yeah. And I believe it was Billy. I'll ask him next time I talk to him, but I believe he told me it was supposed to be Billy Blanks that was supposed to be in that movie. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I wonder why.
But everything that my uncle told me happened except for the ending.
Huh. That would have been interesting.
Because you see it inside in the movie when you're watching the movie. They're in a limo. Duke and Union Kane are going to be in the limo, and Duke kind of snaps at Union Kane. He kind of looks at him, and I always thought that was the moment that they were supposed to start the turn of Union Kane. And that we never really see that at all. Yeah, and then it kind of cuts to the ending. And I told Joe Angel at the beginning, I told him, I remember when this movie came out, and a lot of people didn't like it when it came out. But most of the thing they didn't like about this movie was the ending of the movie, Rocky and Tommy fighting at the end, because it wasn't in a boxing ring. It was just a street fight as opposed to Rocky fighting. And it was a little cheesy also. How they did that.
I didn't care that it was a street fight. It just looked cheesy. Like,
it was very, very cheesy how they did it.
I think that's why I didn't like it. But
I really hate the part where I like the part where Mick is talking to him, but to show his head coming up and him realizing that Mick wants him to get up and fight, I didn't like that part. And they started playing the music and everything. I didn't really care for that part. Oh, did you guys notice that Rocky theme music wasn't really played in part 3 or 4? Did y'all notice that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised about that. I never really realized that.
Though,
I never really realized that before.
I think, but they came out with some like there's like the song from Rocky 4 and the song from Rocky 3. I actually have it on my playlist when I work out. They're actually like really good songs. I like.
You talking about Hearts of Fire?
Yeah.
From Rocky 4. You know what? I got ready to say this the other day.
I like that.
That guy was singing his little heart out because he was trying to get an Eye of the Tiger moment. He wanted another Eye of the Tiger chat because he sung quite a few songs in Rocky 4. Yeah. He didn't just sing Hearts of Fire. He sung a couple other songs also. He was trying to get a
bread
lick.
and butter, man. That's funny.
Anyway. Go ahead, Joe. Let's start the movie off. Go ahead.
My favorite part, I just listened to it upstairs, and I was laughing because when the kid says, "He took my bed, knocked this bum out."
Yeah,
like,
that's right.
Wait, what? What? He said he took my bed, knocked this bum out.
Yeah, because he had because the son had to go sleep with Uncle Paulie. Now, did you guys notice in part 2? Rocky asked Adrian, "What should we name him?" And she says, after the father. So we just assume, he's gonna be named after Rocky. In 3 and 4, we never get this kid's name at all. They just call him the kid. Well, Adrian doesn't call him anything. In this movie, he gives his name. Did you guys peep that out?
No.
Robert.
Yeah, his name is Robert. So I'm assuming Rocky's name is Robert because we never get a real name for him.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I didn't know his name was I thought Rocky's name was Rocky.
Exactly, I did too. I mean, that's not I would assume it was short for something else, and I've never heard of Rocky and Robert being ever in any connection with each other.
Yeah.
So,
but probably
in
like
this,
just more of a nickname.
Yeah. But I always wondered like where did he get that nickname from? And it was just interesting because now we see that his real name is Robert. And I thought they were going to explore that a little bit in at least 6, explain like, how he got the name Rocky. But they never really touch on it. It's kind of just, it just accepted his name is Rocky Balboa with no family.
Pretty much. Well, I mean, the movie's called Rocky, so you gotta go with that.
Yeah.
And they kind of graze over Rocky and his dad, but they don't really expand on that. He didn't really talk much about his dad at all.
No, he didn't. No.
Because Tommy was telling the story at the dinner table about knocking his dad out, but then Rocky said, well, at least you had a dad to knock out or something like that, and that was it.
Right. Yeah.
So this movie picks up right after the Drago fight, and Rocky's in the shower. He asks for Adrian.
Bro, hold on.
I know.
I meant to tell you guys this. Now that you said about the storyline, I couldn't watch Rocky 5 and it messed up I was like, this time
it really did.
My bad, guy.
That kid was like 8 years old. Rocky, how long was Rocky in Russia for? Because Rocky comes home from Russia and the kid's a teenager.
I thought the same thing. I thought, how long was he in Russia for? And then 2, I said, damn, he came back and it was sunny all of a sudden. Like he's in it don't even make no sense.
Yeah, he should have been there a few weeks, right? He should have been there a few weeks. This kid got a report card and everything. I made the honor roll. I was like, damn, they just took a vacation in Russia. They didn't come back at all right after the fight. Well,
maybe we thought he was like 8 years old, but he was really like 12. I don't know.
Yeah, that was a short 12.
I know.
No, like I said last night, they got married in the second movie, and in the fourth movie, they said it was their 9-year anniversary. So the kid had to be at least 9 because he was born not long after they got married. Rocky shot up Club Adrian real soon. He knocked it out. So the kid should have been 9 in 4.
Maybe he just don't count very good. So maybe it was like their 12-year anniversary. Who knows?
That's a good one, Joe. Go ahead, man.
I don't even know this. I mean, movie magic. So right away they have this press conference. Rocky gets a band and a standing ovation, a big warm welcoming, and then we get we're introduced to George Washington Duke, You know, and this is like a Don King promoter.
Yes.
I was just about to ask you, was he supposed to be Don King? Because that's what
Yes.
He was 100% Don King.
100%.
He sounded like Don King. He acted like Don
I'm
King.
surprised. I'm surprised. Number one, they either had to have asked Don King for permission, or Don King tried to sue him. It had to, because this was him all day.
Oh, 100% all day.
Yeah.
That's all I remember about this movie. That this was Don King, and honestly, he did help the movie a lot because he was one of those characters like you want to hate this, you want to knock him out, you know, and he just kept pushing and pushing and pushing because right away
there's never been a character like this in Rocky.
No, and this movie kind of needed it because this movie would have struggled a little bit without it.
Yeah.
So. I mean, the stuff he says too is hilarious. He right away wants to get Rocky to give a title shot to his fighter, Union Kane. And before Rocky can even say anything, Adrian's like, "No, he's retired," because at the end of the fight with Drago, he called Adrian in and he said his hands couldn't stop shaking. And she says, "Let's go to a doctor," which is the smart thing to do. And he's like, "No, I just want to go home, bro. Your hands are shaking. Go to the doctor." Or go home and go to the doctor.
Yeah, maybe he was scared that he wasn't going to be able to understand those doctors in Russia.
That's fine, but go home and go to a doctor. He didn't go to a doctor until he was thinking about fighting again.
Yeah.
And then Adrian had to like show him, like, "Nah, man, you can't fight. Like you're jacked up, bro. You're lucky that you can put sentences together still. Come on."
Yeah. You know what? You know what though? It's crazy that Rocky has been trying to retire since the second fight. I mean, second movie. He's been trying to retire, you know, because that was it after the first Apollo fight. You know, Apollo goaded him into coming back out and fighting again, you know. So go ahead.
So would you say that this movie was one of our first experiences of being exposed to CTE?
I would say so because, I mean, this movie I believe came out in 1990.
Yeah, and it's like I don't think they use the word CTE, that's the acronym.
They call it but at that time we were saying people were punch drunk at that time.
But they were saying like the way they described it and what we know now, he had a CTE, a severe case of it after that fight with Drago. So I always thought that was looking back on it now, it's crazy how like if we were to see that now, I'm like, oh yeah, CTE, right?
Let me ask you guys this: would you have right here at this point? Would you have taken the fight with Union Kane
at that point? Exactly that point.
At that point, right there.
Did he already lose his money yet, or no?
No.
Then no, I wouldn't have.
What about you, Joe?
No.
Okay.
After losing the money, yes.
There you go. That's what I was about to ask next.
Absolutely, yes, I will.
Yeah, it's nothing Adrian could have said that would have stopped me from.
She loses that fight every time anyway, so who cares?
like literally, as soon as they said, because I couldn't remember if they said he was already broke or if it was before. So before, no. As soon as they said he was broke, absolutely, I'll take the fight.
I mean, basically, he gets home. He's trying to get things back to normal with the wife and the kid, and then he comes downstairs to see Adrian and Paulie fighting to find out he broke. He made a Paulie. Why does Paulie have any?
Yeah, why did they give him control finances? Like,
okay, that's not what happened. That's not what happened. It kind of seems like that, but that's not what happened because they when they get to the lawyer's office, they explain what happened. So basically, the tax attorney gave Paulie a letter, and he was supposed to take it and give it to Rocky. You know, he said that it was a tax extension or something like that, but it wasn't. So Paulie just took the letter from what the lawyer said and gave it to Rocky and said, "Sign this," and then that's what happened. Paulie didn't do anything.
But it gave power of attorney to the money manager, the accountant,
right?
And then he tried to flip it and made a bad decision.
Yeah, but Paulie didn't know what that was. He was just doing what the accountant told him.
I know what you're saying.
He said, thought I was doing smart business."
Yeah, that's what he thought. But because when they got to the lawyer's office, the lawyer says that letter that Paulie gave you from the tax accountant wasn't for a tax extension. It was a power of attorney. Come on now, Paulie can't read. Paulie does not know what a
Okay,
power of attorney is.
A lawyer should have been involved all the way anyway. I'm not
I'm gonna tell
signing. If I have that much money, I'm getting a lawyer, and every paperwork that's put in front of my face is going through my lawyer.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you right now, man. Paulie would have had to get his ass beat after that one. I know you said it's not
From
his
Rocky.
fault. I know you're saying it's not his fault. He still would have had to get an ass whooping.
If the accountant gives you something and say, give this to your brother, and if you say what is this to the accountant, and he says this is for to extend the lease of your school, and you say, hey, the tax accountant gave me this to give to you to extend the lease of the school or whatever, gives it to your brother signs it because he did not read it, and then he gives it back to the guy. That's not Paulie's fault. He's just delivering a message.
He should have read it.
It's Rocky's fault, right? It's Rocky's fault for not reading. Not
no, both should have read it.
It's not Paulie's business. It's not his livelihood. He's just giving a letter. He's just passing it.
No.
How can that possibly be Paulie's fault?
Rocky is his livelihood. Without Rocky, he's a bum. Without Rocky, he's a bum.
Listen look at the people. The smartest person in this equation is Adrian. And I don't know how much more knowledge she has than the other two, right?
But she would have known probably to get a lawyer involved. She said, "We don't know what this is. Let's get a lawyer."
Everything. Man, Adrian's gonna get a lawyer to tell them what's the type of bread to eat. She doesn't know. She worries about everything. So you're right. She is going to go get the attorney. Now, the attorney did not go to Adrian. He went to Paulie to say, hey, get Rocky to sign this. Paulie took the letter, had him sign it, and that was it. So that's his fault? That could be anybody's fault.
There's a lot of people at fault here. This is crazy.
Well,
I don't really blame Paulie.
It's the accountant's fault.
Oh, yeah, really. 100%. 100%. And matter of fact, listen, Rocky should not have been dirt broke after this because, of course, Rocky sued his tax accountant, right? This guy, if I know business, you have insurance for this type of shit. So Rocky should have gotten some type of $1 million settlement for what the accountant did. He shouldn't have been dirt broke for.
But they also said the accountant wasn't paying the mortgage either.
Right.
So you got this big ass house, and that you might be 6 months behind on the mortgage. That's going to add up too. So they had to do an auction, to pay back any of that, and then. The only thing that was left was Mick's gym that he left for the kid.
Yeah. At that point, I don't care what Adrian said. I'm fighting. Now, he probably wouldn't have been able to fight in the United States. No boxing commission would have approved him to fight.
No, they probably
the Don King guy said he could have got him approved in Georgia.
Yeah.
I didn't know how. I missed that part. I thought he was talking about some other country. I didn't know.
No, he said that. He said he could. Don't worry about that. We can get it in Georgia. I don't even know. Like this guy, who knows what he was kind of shady. But when Rocky is he goes back to his old town. He's hanging out in the gym and he's just having memories of him and Mick, and a tender moment with him and Mick. Mick gives him a cufflink he got from Rocky Marciano or whatever his name is. Marciano. And he's got it on a necklace, and it's like a cufflink of a boxing glove. And he tells him, because this comes to play later, when you look at this, a good luck charm, just remember that Mickey loves you. Mickey was now that we know Rocky didn't really have a relationship with his father, like Mickey was that father figure. So I thought this was a really nice moment. And I always like to see Mickey. Come on, I'm upset that Mickey died. Mickey should have been in all these movies.
I'm gonna tell you,
he's a Mr. Miyagi. He's a Mr. Miyagi.
Right. When this came out, I was like, man, how did? Because once again, I was a kid when this came out, but I'm thinking like, man, did they use old footage? I didn't know he was still alive. Like,
he only died in the movie, not for real.
No, but man, he looks old as shit. I thought he was really gone.
Listen, man, he lived a rough life. What do you want?
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I was surprised that he was. It was like years later when I found out, like, man, no, that wasn't stock footage that they had from one of the other movies. This was he was actually in the movie.
I'm gonna tell you right now. So this first off, Mr. Washington, he's calling the house and he gets Adrian, Adrian,
Oh.
he knows he's got to go around Adrian. He knows if he can get Rocky one-on-one, because he even says when he gets Rocky one-on-one and he's got Rocky thinking about it, and then Adrian pops up out of nowhere and he goes, "Oh, look at that, just like a magician." She comes out like this. This was such a good character. Everything that came out of this dude's mouth was hilarious. Like it just was. He said, "Oh, Mrs. Balboa's the magician." She just comes out of nowhere.
Yeah.
But she went to work at the pet store so she could watch. She knew what was going on. She said, "Oh, I just want to be closer to you." No, she watching your ass because she knows everybody's trying to get you. See, she's smart.
That's a wife move. That's definitely a wife move.
She's trying to keep you out of this crap. Now, this part with the kid. So he's taking the kid to school, and him and Paulie are trying to explain to the kid, like, okay, this is not your little private school.
Yeah.
This is going to be a little hard now. He should have prepared this kid a little bit more, especially with his last name. Come on.
Yeah.
You go from up here to down here, and you think these people are going to mess with you all day.
Yeah,
and they're especially going to find out if you can fight.
Yeah, I was thinking, like, this kid is lucky the internet wasn't around in 1990. Because it would have been all on social media, him getting teased and picked with. I mean, your dad lost everything, everything, and he doesn't seem like he's that intelligent, so he's gonna have a hard time getting it.
But
back.
He still has nice clothes. He has a watch on. He's got some nice shoes, a coat. Like,
yeah, I wouldn't have let him go to school looking like that.
Exactly, you should have dressed him down.
Yeah, they got him going. They got him going to school like he was going to church. I was like, man, you better go back up there and change some clothes, throw some jeans on. Let me go outside to see if I can see some shoes hanging from a power line or something. Let me take these down and put these on your feet for you. So.
But then on top of that, so the kid gets beat up and his coat jacked, and he goes home and tells his dad to teach him to fight, but even then he doesn't really do it. It's like, now you're just being a bad father, man. Come on.
Yeah. But once
I'll tell you, my kid comes home.
Can't help it, man.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, that. My kid comes home and has a bully issue. First thing I'm gonna do is teach him the one-hitter quitter, man. That's all I'm doing. And I'm gonna tell him how to do it. I'm gonna tell him when to do it, and you're gonna put somebody on their butt. And I don't care if your mom yells at me. I don't care if the school yells at me. When you do that and you put someone on their ass, I'm going to take you home and we're going to go get some ice cream. Come on. Good job. You might not have a school to go back to, but you don't let nobody punk you. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I was kind of messed up.
Yeah, I just, and I mean, he gets the training, but it's not from his dad.
Yeah, you kind of missed a major point right there. Let's go back a little bit. So
which one?
When Tommy came over?
Yeah, they were outside when before Duke pulls up. When they were outside, Tommy comes up to him and he asks, he wants Rocky to watch him work out or whatever. And Rocky's kind of brushing him off because I'm assuming Rocky just figures, you know what? I'll just open this gym up and I'll just let people come in here and train.
Why do you think he was blowing Tommy off right away? Because he didn't even know. Now, when Tommy was in the ring and not listening, I get that, like not wanting to train someone that's not going to listen. But why do you think right away he was trying to blow him off?
He probably didn't want to get into he didn't want to get the itch to fight again. He didn't want to get into that side of boxing. He just wanted to train guys for health, tell them they look good, yada yada, whatever. And I think he really wanted to use the gym as a way to make money, honestly.
Yeah, that's true. That makes sense.
He probably just didn't want to get into like the competitive side of boxing again. Like he's probably like, I'm done with that.
No, I get that. That makes sense. Because he watches Tommy spar, but Tommy doesn't spar. He tries to like take the dude's head off. And then even when Rocky's trying to tell him to chill, like he's like, you're not even listening to me. Like, why would I train you? You're not even listening. And this guy, but him and Rocky do like kind of have a bond because they're both brawlers. They're both. You know what? I didn't pay attention. Was Tommy a southpaw?
I didn't pay attention to that either.
Huh. I gotta have to look.
Was he? I think he was.
I mean, it would make sense.
Yeah, I think he was. Yeah, he was, because when he got knocked out by Ray Mercer, he was a southpaw.
Okay.
I'm saying in
See,
real life, I think he was. So I think he was in the movie also.
So they got this slowly but surely Tommy makes his way into Rocky's life. And then kind of, you know, like you said,
I didn't like when he made his way into his life. I don't know about you, but I hated it.
Why?
Because it almost looked like, to be honest, I don't know about you guys, but like I felt like Tommy literally felt like he was competing with everyone. He was competing with Adrian. He was competing with his son, with Paul. Like he was literally like trying to steal Rocky from everybody. And I was like, and because at one point he would make faces or he would have certain attitudes or the way he would respond to when different people talk. You could tell like he viewed them as a threat. He viewed everyone.
But Rocky let it happen because he can't fight no more. But now, you know, he made his way back into the fighting world. So I mean, I get it. But you know, he should never have slighted his family the way he did. But he wasn't thinking that way. You know, he was just excited to kind of be back in the game.
Yeah, it was interesting, honestly.
Because I mean, he gets back in and he's doing everything like he used to do. He's going to see the father to get some blessings, and Tommy's even looking like, "What am I doing right now?" Like he doesn't understand Rocky's thing, but he's like, you know, Rocky can help him. He can help him. So then they do like a fighting montage, showing Rocky training Tommy, and Tommy starting to win some fights, actually listening to Rocky, and all the papers, all the media is basically calling Tommy like a Rocky clone. So slowly they're building this new narrative, and they even show like a puppeteer, like Rocky as a puppet with his hand, you know, on the back of Tommy.
You know what's messed up is actually that's how the media really does an athlete. They would do something like I could see them definitely doing, and that's where you need a mouthpiece to step in. Rocky's should have had somebody because he wouldn't have been able to do it.
Paulie?
But I don't think he would have been able to do it either. But if anybody, I know that man, this guy's name was Duke too. That was
Tommy the Duke Morrison.
No. Apollo's trainer, his name was Duke also, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I think you're right.
If he had been around, now I know that Apollo was from California. So you know, that Duke wouldn't have been around, but he would have been the person that should have been, you know, if he was around Rocky, go to the media and say, you know, squash that. Like, no. This is somebody new. He's his own person. Like, don't call him a Rocky clone or a Rocky robot or, you know, Balboa's puppet or wherever, Balboa's bomber or whatever. Like, he's his own person. You know, we're just helping train him. You know, but somebody should have been there. But, you know, Rocky didn't know what he was doing. And he says that in the beginning, like, I'm not a manager.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about managing.
But he was blind to all that because he just wanted to be back in the game, even if it was, you know, through somebody else. At the same time, during this montage of training and fighting, the kid is working with Uncle Paulie and another trainer in the gym. Mm-hmm. You know, not his dad, but I mean, he's getting some training so he can take on these bullies and and slowly but surely he's turning into like a bratty teenager. You know, he's got an earring. He's doing his hair a little different. You know, he's smoking. He's hanging out with this girl and everything. And slowly he's kind of adapting to this lifestyle that he's not used to. But, you know, and he gets in a fight with these same kids, takes the one out, gets his coat back, and goes back to tell his dad. And his dad's in the middle of training Tommy. And so Tommy says, you know, I'm getting cold. And so he kind of brushes the kid off. And that's when the whole relationship with him and his kid kind of really takes a turn for the worse.
Yeah. Because
he feels like his dad's kind of pushed him aside for this guy they don't even know. Somebody, you know, they have no idea who he is. So,
but at the same time, like, Rocky's working. Like the kid couldn't have, if Rocky was doing anything else, the kid couldn't have ran into his dad's office and said, "Hey, I got my coat back. I did XYZ." If his dad was in a meeting, you know. So, I mean, I understand both people. Like, I understand the kid's point of view and Rocky's point of view. You know.
Yeah, but he not only does he brush him off, but he goes, "Oh, go tell your mom. She wants to hear that kind of stuff." No, she don't. She told you at the dinner table. We're trying to teach him to not fight. Right. She don't want to hear about that.
Right.
You're gonna go to your dad because your dad's the one that should be proud of that. You know.
Right.
I get it, but yeah. So right before his big shot with against Kane, we start to see Washington get his hooks into Tommy, and kind of at the peril of Rocky. Washington's going to take over and push Rocky aside, and Tommy lets it happen. And they're pretty good. They get him with money, a girlfriend, all this fame. The only problem is he doesn't understand, and Rocky and the family do understand what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
This guy,
I don't think Rocky does. He doesn't see his goal.
I think at a certain point, know that this guy wants to take Tommy away, dangle this idea in front of you, and then flip it into a fight between Rocky and Tommy for big money. But nobody else figures that out right away.
I don't think Paulie or Adrian. I don't think they like Tommy.
No, they never did.
But before Duke showed up, Adrian was already, like, when they were going through that montage. There was a scene in the montage where Duke wasn't even in the picture yet, and Adrian.
But he was watching.
Paper.
He was just watching.
Yeah, he was watching, but they don't know that. But Adrian takes the newspaper and puts it in the bird cage.
I forgot.
Because I think her thing was like how I said, like she doesn't want to even see Rocky in that competitive arena.
That's right. Adrian wants Rocky to be miserable and depressed like her. That's what she wanted. That's not what she wants.
That's not what she wants. That's not what.
She does not want this man to enjoy what he wants to enjoy.
Oh, she wants him to be around.
Fighting. He's not fighting. Like she would have felt like this with any fighter. Now, this is going to happen if Rocky's opening up mixed gym and if he's training people. There's going to be someone that he's going to get close to at some point. So Adrian had no reason to feel this way about Tommy at this point, to me, in my opinion. She didn't like him from the get-go.
Yeah, but he only proved her right after, the kid was getting pushed aside. He was pushing aside everybody and focusing on Tommy because that was his ticket back into the game.
Yeah, but wouldn't that happen? Like, Rocky wants to provide for his family.
No,
Adrian does not. She does not want him to fight. So Rocky is okay. If I can't do it, I'm going to train someone else to do it, and I'll get 10% as a manager or whatever. 10 to 20%.
Yeah, but she knows that's the gateway back. That's the gate. That's his gateway back to the game.
Yeah, but what game does she think that he's about to get back in the ring? I don't think she did that.
He could have. He could have.
I don't think that she. I don't think that she wants him to be involved with boxing. Period. Not that.
Yeah, because she knows he can't. Because he can't just train. He can't just teach. He wants to be doing it.
Yeah, but he can't. But I don't think she was worried about him fighting because I think she was secure. She's like, okay, I already know that the doctors are not going to approve him to fight. We already went to the doctor. They already said that. I already know that he's not going to get a license because she said that also. So I don't think she was worried about him eventually fighting himself. Eventually, I don't think that she wanted him around boxing. Period, at all. So what does she expect him to do? He can't go get a job at Chrysler. Not Rocky. She would have been pissed if he went back on the docks and started collecting. Like, she would have been happy if he was working in the meat factory. She would have been happy with that.
And if you don't,
yeah, probably. You know what's interesting? It's interesting how she played such a role and how she didn't want him to fight because of his health and everything, and she was the one that actually died first. That's the crazy thing.
Yeah, well, the real actress was mad about that.
Oh, I thought they just couldn't reach an agreement on.
No, she was upset that they killed Adrian. she was like, that's fucked up.
I'm still upset that they killed her because I was like, why did she have to die?
Everybody dies. I don't think Apollo wanted to die. Yeah, tell you what, Angel, if we ever make it to Rocky 20, I have a feeling Rocky won't be in Rocky 20.
He said everybody dies.
Go ahead, Joe.
Screw it. Everybody dies. What the hell, Gene? Good morning, everybody. Good Lord. They have this, Tommy fights Kane, knocks him out in like what, the second or third round. Rocky's watching the fight, and he's kind of fighting with him, and he's getting all excited, even though he's not even there.
Oh, well,
and then lo and behold,
hold on. We skipped over a part.
What did we skip?
Well, it's Christmas, so I'm assuming Rocky V is a Christmas movie all of a sudden because it's Christmas. And
Christmas was Washington showed up. He's trying to throw his money around, make Rocky make Rocky feel bad.
This was the big split between Tommy and Rocky at this point, because Rocky was clueless. Everybody else knew what was going on, even when Duke was around, and Rocky saw him, getting cozy up to Tommy. He still didn't think anything of it, because at this point, like, he's still happy. He's telling Adrian that Tommy was coming over, that was going to be with the family for Christmas, and he shows up. He shows up with Duke, and Duke leaves, and Duke eventually, convinces Tommy to sign with him, because Rocky never had Tommy sign any papers. They just had a handshake deal. So Tommy is going to go with him as a manager, and he wanted Rocky to continue to train him. But Rocky did not want Duke in their lives at all. So they kind of get into it, because Duke gives Tommy an apartment. He gives him a new car. He got the girlfriend. He's on top of the world, and he's still mad.
And a check.
Yeah, and he's still for $20,000. So at this point in time, he's mad that Rocky is still not giving him the fight for the title, and then Duke does.
Imagine if Rocky would have took Union Kane and trained him to beat Tommy. That would have been cool.
Yeah, and
I like that idea.
That was what was told to me. So I was expecting that to happen, and when it didn't happen, I was like, well, this doesn't even make sense. Like, Rocky's just gonna have a street fight with this guy?
Would have been a whole new movie, man.
I was like, man, Rocky, why are you doing this fight for free? Like, if you're gonna fight, you need some money to get up out the hood, man.
I'm gonna tell you why. I know that's why they changed it, though, because they's like, okay, in that scenario, Rocky doesn't fight, but everybody wants to see Rocky fight. But I get it, because honestly, that would have led us into him getting ready to train Adonis.
Yeah.
Now he's got some experience training people. He's got his own champion. That would have been good. I mean, that honestly could have led into that pretty well. So,
and that would have been a nice exposure for Rocky Balboa also. Like, I mean, he's not super rich anymore, but he's living better than that. Like, he's slumming where he's living now. That's messed up.
So after Tommy the Machine Gun, now he's getting a nickname and everything, beats Kane, the press just runs him through the and the press gets mad at him, and the crowd gets mad at him, is booing him, because he doesn't even give Rocky his just due. Yeah, he gives it all to Washington.
But I didn't like what the reporters were saying to him. I didn't like that at all.
That's what reporters do, man. That's what they do.
Because they didn't get on Rocky like that. Because Rocky, he got a title shot, was fighting. He fought nobodies. He did worse than Tommy. Rocky was fighting, almost, Fight Club like type fights, and then he ends up getting that title fight with Apollo, the first fight. We didn't see Rocky go through what Tommy's going through. At least Tommy was in the magazines and in the newspapers and everything, and we see him going through the ranks. Rocky didn't get that. So for those, reporters to kind of, say that, Union Kane wasn't anything and Tommy was a paper champion, I mean, that's kind of messed up. Yeah, Rocky had his good fight with Apollo and Clubber and Drago, but the rest of his career, we saw him in number 3. Like, Clubber Lang said that you fought a bunch of nobodies. You haven't fought any top contenders,
True. So, I mean, this all leads to them really trying to bait Rocky into a fight, but Washington wants this. He wants it in the ring for all the money, He wants it for all the marbles, But Tommy's like, I'll fight you right now. And then, this is where we get the street fight.
I didn't understand why Tommy was so mad at Rocky. Like, Rocky didn't do anything wrong.
Because because he was in Rocky's shadow. Everyone was saying he's nothing without Rocky. Rocky is the reason he's here. It was just, that's how it was. And so he had to beat Rocky to get everyone's respect in his own mind. It's
because
stupid logic, but
Yeah,
what are you
because
gonna do?
if he did fight Rocky, if Rocky, let's say Rocky accepted the fight and he beats Rocky, that's not going to help his narrative at all. Rocky is not in the prime of his career anymore, and he's actually going way down faster than most people do.
Yeah.
So you beat up a brain damaged fighter, and we're supposed to respect you now. That wouldn't have worked. That would not.
No, I agree.
He should not have felt like I got my respect now for beating up him. Like, go ahead. You might as well just go to the children's hospital, beat some of those kids up too.
No, this was set up as a street fight, and there was like wrestling and throws, and it was a lot of boxing, but they kept treating like each time one of them would get the better of the other and go down and come back up, they treated it like it was another. So they had like 5 rounds, and there's no rounds in a street fight. Okay. No. You either get back up or you don't.
Yeah.
And frankly, in a real street fight, if I get you on the ground, I'm gonna keep you on the ground and keep whooping you until you don't get up.
Right.
Because I ain't having you try to turn the tables on me.
And Rocky did not want to fight Tommy. He definitely didn't want to fight him.
No.
The only reason he fought Tommy is because Tommy hits Paulie, which he should have knocked his jaw off his head the way he hit Paulie. But Paulie was still on the ground holding his mouth. Paulie should have been knocked out.
Paulie should have been dead.
Yeah. Yeah,
Paulie
he spent the whole time with a bottle in his hand. The whole movie, he had a bottle in his hand, so.
And so, they go back and forth. They had like 5 rounds back and forth, and then, ends with Rocky knocking him out. And then he looks at Duke, and Duke keeps telling him, you touch me, I'll sue. And the funniest part, because I remember before Rocky did finally punch him, like thinking like, what are you going to sue him for? He ain't got nothing.
I was just about to say that he ain't got nothing else to lose, bro.
And that's exactly finally Rocky does tell him, like, he hits him and he says, for what? I don't got nothing. Go ahead and sue me.
Yeah.
Bum. And that's your movie, man. Like, Rocky 5. It is what it is.
Yeah. So what do you guys give this movie?
I'm a solid B. It's not my favorite, but I don't hate. Everyone's like, I hate this movie. It's the worst. I'm like, it's fine. I see what they were trying to do.
For me, it's the worst out of the series. I know you guys are gonna say 6 is the worst, but for me, it's the worst out of the series.
Nah, for me, 5 and 6 are pretty much on mostly on the same level.
I give it like a B minus or B. I'm right around there. I'm not like it's not an F or anything. I can still
no, definitely
not. If it came on, I probably if I was flicking through channels and it came on, I'd probably stop and watch it.
Yeah. That's how I judge a lot of stuff too, Angel. And I'm with you guys also. I'll probably give it a B also. Like I said, only thing I did not really care for was the ending. As far as him having a street fight, if they could have had anything else, either him.
I wish we could. The movie you're explaining sounds great to me.
Yeah, I would have liked to see him train.
I would have much rather had. Did they have a director's cut? Because I would like to see that.
Yeah.
Honestly, there might be something like that out there. I'm curious. I'm gonna go see if I can find something.
Probably.
All right, before we go, let's talk about. So we're gonna get back to doing Cobra Kai. So we're about to wrap up Cobra Kai. So what do you guys think of Karate Kid Legends, the trailer?
I just have so many questions, dude. I'm so confused.
Yeah, I'm kind of confused as to what time period is this, because when I looked at this initially, I thought everything happens after Cobra Kai. But when I watched it, Danny looks a little younger. His hair looks a little different.
They filmed it, a couple of years ago.
Did they?
Yeah, they did.
Well, I mean, but he looks years younger to me. It looks to me, it kind of makes me think like, did this happen before the events of Cobra Kai?
Oh Jesus! If that happens, they need to cut this shit out because they're messing.
No, they've already said this is after.
I don't want them to.
They said this is coming after Cobra Kai.
No, I understand. I understand. You mean in the universe, or are you talking about? This is after the Seikai Taikai. It is.
That's the way I read it.
I haven't read anything, so I don't know anything.
I want to know how they're going to link Miyagi with Jackie Chan's character.
Watch them say Miyagi's not even Japanese. He's really Chinese. and went
They can't do that because of Karate Kid 2. They can't. We already saw Miyagi's Okinawan family, and I was thinking about that with Cobra Kai. Like I was thinking, like maybe Mr. Miyagi, changed his name or something like that. No, we already saw the Miyagi family in Okinawa. Like we already talked about the lineage and everything. They can't go change any of that. So
Yeah.
I have no idea. But we do know that this happened after Jaden Smith's time, and it looks like and it looks like the kid is being trained in the same place that Jaden was being trained at in the Karate Kid, his version of the Karate Kid movie. So
I wonder, is Mr. Han got his own dojo now, or
that's what I said. It looks like it's the same place that he was being trained, like where Jaden was being trained, because they showed his students doing the pick up the jacket. They did that part. I saw that in just the area the outside that they were training. I don't know. It looks. I'm curious as to how they're going to do it, man. Because
do you think we'll get Johnny in this one at all?
I think he might show up at the very, very end. If this is after Cobra Kai, I think he might show up at the very, very end.
Be interesting.
Yeah, but it does look interesting. Did you guys see any of the trailer for the final part of Cobra Kai or any of the pictures?
Yeah, I saw one trailer. That was it.
Man, it's weird to me as to it seems like there's so much information and it's only 5 episodes left. But it seems like it's a lot that has to go in. Like these kids.
I'm gonna say this right now. The way it ended, how do you pick up from that? That's all I want to know.
I don't know how you continue with the tournament.
That's what I said.
Yeah, I don't see how you continue with
the tournament. They're gonna do it probably, but you can't.
Well, in the trailer, I saw kids fighting, but I didn't know if this was from episode number 10 and 9 or if the fights are for the new season. I couldn't tell because it was just
that's the only thing I want to know. How are you continuing this tournament? So
yeah, you can't do it like Vince did back in the day when Owen passed. Like you can't. Somebody dies at an event, you can't keep the event going. I'm
not even talking about that. Just the way it ended. Like, we'll get into it.
Oh, just because of okay.
Yeah.
Like so
that sucks too, but just pandemonium. Like,
yeah. All right, everybody, get back to your corners. We're gonna start it. We're gonna finish the finals.
Right?
Yeah.
No way. There's no way.
Yeah. So it's gonna be interesting, man. These kids got to graduate. I saw a picture, and originally when I saw it, I thought it was from either the first season. I saw it was Johnny and Miguel. They were sitting on the curb, and they were sitting at the old Cobra Kai when Johnny opened up his school. And I saw it at first, and I thought it was all like, wait a minute, wait, Miguel's hair is longer, so this is new. But they don't look happy. They look like they're down or something. And I was wondering if Johnny found out that his stepfather had passed, and maybe he left him an inheritance, maybe, or if he found out that Dutch passed, because Chad McQueen was supposed to be in this season, and they worked out something for Dutch to come back, but he died. Chad McQueen died before he could film his part. So I wonder if they're going to have him pass in the
selfish bastard. No, it's joking.
I wonder if they're going to have him pass.
I'm just playing. Don't come for me.
In the series, man. They should. I mean, it'd be sad for the original Cobra Kai guys because now it's really just 3 of those guys left now. You know, Tommy passed and now Dutch passing. So it'll be interesting. So next week we're going to get into it. Cobra Kai episodes 6 and 7. You guys got anything else?
No, man, I'm good to go.
All right. Happy New Year, everybody. Happy New Year to you too, guys.
2 years.
Happy New Year.
All right.
Let's do it right.
And I will see you guys next year. Stay safe, stay strong. We'll holler at you next week, and I will play our music.
Disaster must come. At best, only postponed. Shaolin Kung Fu, to survive, must now be taught to more young men.